give you that shot 100 times, you'll never make it again. Like something you do on ice skates. This ain't hockey, Frazier, okay? This is basketball, a good American game.
Well, perhaps it has become Americanized, Ray, but like many things Americans lay claim to, it originated elsewhere.
Get out of here.
No, it's a fact. Basketball was invented by a Canadian.
Look, just because some fisherman once slam-dunked a halibut into a net...
Well, actually, he was a minister who used a soccer ball and he nailed peach baskets to either end of the gym.
This is very sad, Frazier.
Of course, Reverend Naismith did eventually emigrate to the United States. As a matter of fact, he was working at a YMCA in Springfield, Massachusetts, of all places, when he stopped the car.
What?
Someone's parked in a fire zone.
So?
Well, for one thing, it's dangerous. For another, it's disrespectful of the law.
Frazier, parking illegally in this town is a sport.
All right, I'll catch up.
Hey! You're gonna drive my insurance rates through the roof.
Excuse me, sir. Benton Fraser, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Perhaps you didn't notice that sign when you parked your car, but you're in a fire zone.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. And the problem is, you see, if the trucks were to come, they wouldn't have a source of water for their fire hoses.
You do know what you can do with your fire hose,
Well, yes. If I was unable to circumvent your vehicle, I'd pull up that sign, drive it through the side windows, and run my hoses in between. But that's just me.
Leave me alone, Jocko.
Hey. License and registration, pal.
Register this. Tough guys.
Think I hit a tire.
We better get you out of the street. You'll be okay here. I gotta go.
Who are you?
Long story.
Stay.
I'd like to.
God, you're beautiful. Was this woman. I just opened my eyes and there she was. The most beautiful woman I ever saw.
How long was he unconscious?
4, maybe 5 minutes.
She pulled me to safety. And then she kissed me.
She kissed you?
On the lips.
Head injury. It happens.
Did she speak to you?
She wanted to stay. I know she did. And then she was gone. She wants me to find her, Frazier. You stop with the
Do you remember what she looked like?
She looked exquisite.
Definite hit and run. Skid marks everywhere. Nobody saw the driver.
She must have gone that way.
What do you mean, she?
Well, there was no one else on the street, Ray.
You think it was her? She saved my life.
Well, yes, she did. After she hit you.
It's something you have to see.
I'm telling you, it was an accident. She was driving at night in a strange neighborhood with bad street lighting. Okay, so maybe she was nearsighted.
He actually stopped a guy in the South Side to lecture him on fire safety.
Well, it's Saturday night and he's Canadian.
Good call.
Okay, so I ran the plate on that car you brought in last night. Vehicle's registered to Frank Bodine, 1177 West Flournoy, apartment 12. He's got 1,450 in unpaid parking tickets and an expired registration.
Any priors?
That's a different program. This is just vehicular. So, Fraser, how's the apartment furnishing coming along?
Very well, thank you, Elaine. As a matter of fact, I recently purchased a lamp.
Really, a lamp?
It's very good for reading.
Is that what you do at night?
Elaine, we got work to do here.
So, what are you reading with this new lamp?
Well, I've been reading a book about currency watermarks.
Alone? Here we go. Bodine Frank, a.k.a. Frank Bimington. August 89, breaking and entering, 1 year suspended. March 90, receiving stolen property, got 18 months in Joliet, did 8. November 94, possession of illegal weapons, case pending, 250,000 bail posted.
No wonder he didn't want us running his license. What about the woman?
You know, funny thing, I'm having a hard time matching the word exquisite to a lot of mugshots.
So you want me to authorize a stakeout for a weapons violation?
Oh, assault weapons, sir. A whole trunk full of them. Now, we can put out an APB on this guy, but he's one nasty piece of work, and I don't think he's just coming in for anybody. So naturally, I'm thinking stakeout.
Right, I can't blame you, Vecchio. Stakeout is such a romantic notion. In fact, I'm still tingling from the last one you asked me to authorize.
Oh, the hotel scam, sir? Well, that was not your average stakeout, sir.
Oh, it certainly was not. I remember the hotel bill as if it were yesterday. Poolside cabana suites, aquatic aerobic lessons.
Suspect like to swim, sir.
The thrill of toting up that $4,000 minibar tab.
It's the honey roasted peanuts, sir. One bag and they got you.
You ever feed this wolf?
I'm so terribly sorry, sir, but I think it's the urban influence. He seems to have developed a real taste for fast food.
All right, 2 teams, 2 spotters, 1 apartment. No minibar.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
You don't get them by Friday, that's it.
Right.
If I give him some, will he stop?
Not a chance, sir. Thank you kindly, Lieutenant.
She says it's 60 seconds in a minute. Any 4 hours in a day. 365 days a year, and I don't care what you say. Said if you don't have time to love me, I'm gonna make you pay. 'Cause there's no time like the present, and there ain't no time like now. Don't worry about what time it is, 'cause there's no time in this town. Well, man can find his trouble 100 ways or more. Woman finds her trouble just waiting at her back door. She says, I can't love you tomorrow, I ain't love you today. There's no time like the present, and there ain't no time like now. But don't worry about what time it is, 'cause there's no time in this town.
nothing doing.
I want to talk about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
It's about time, thank you.
Come on, we're only 5 minutes late.
5 minutes too late, thank you.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
You guys play any cards while we were away?
That's absolutely.
Well, there's no time in this town.
How many you want, Fraser?
None, thank you.
None? How many?
None.
Give me 3. It's all about signs.
2. What do you mean signs?
Women give you signs to let you know that they're the right woman for you.
She hit you with her car. You call that a sign?
You know, when the French fall in love, they say that they've been hit by a coup de foudre.
What?
It's a bolt of lightning. Love is a very disorienting emotion. As a matter of fact, they've done experiments that demonstrate that hamsters, when they're mating, secrete a hormone that makes them behave irresponsibly.
You know how my father knew that my mother was the right woman for him?
3.
Cheesecake.
Look, I hate to interrupt, but are we playing cards here or are we talking about cheesecake?
All right, I'm in.
Thank you.
He was at his brother Angelo's wedding in Gary, and everybody was having a great time. They were drinking wine, making toast, and eating, and all of a sudden, he looks across the room, and he sees this woman sitting there all by herself, eating a piece of cheesecake with a knife and fork. I mean, come on. How often do you see a person eating a piece of cheesecake with a knife and fork? They either eat it with their fingers or just a fork.
Is that why he married her? Because she was eating a piece of cheesecake with a knife and fork?
No, Gardino, it was a sign. That's how he knew that she was the right woman for him. She was a lady.
You gonna call her what?
I don't know.
Come on, Louis, it's only match
I
stakes.
don't know. Look, I can't see why we don't play for real money. I mean, we're cops. What are we gonna do? Arrest ourselves?
No, but he will.
I'm sorry, I would feel honor-bound.
Great. I think there's 2 million women on this planet you could be happy with. I mean, you meet one, you gotta ask yourself, this is number 1, number 2 million, or number 617. It's a crapshoot, you know. You could settle for number 617 and tomorrow meet number 11. I raise.
Okay. Then Phyllis was number 2,000,001. She drove me crazy. She had a voice like a parakeet, never shut up. And then there was Vanessa. She was number 2,000,002. She came from a family of meatpackers. You know, you visit your in-laws on a Sunday and you come home smelling like a pork roast.
You gonna raise, Fraser?
Well, I'm just wondering if I should. Perhaps you can refresh my memory. Does a straight beat when they're all the same kind?
Not even in Canada.
I got trips. You know, the only sign I ever got was from Janice. And that took 5 years.
What was it?
It was from her lawyer. Came in the mail.
So there we were, parked in the Riviera. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and she asked me where do I think this relationship is going.
Look, call or fold.
I mean, come on, what kind of question is that to ask somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Perhaps she was just being prudent.
Are you in?
Fraser, nobody who's prudent has any business being in love. I'm telling you, man, it was a beautiful summer night and there was a soft breeze coming in off the lake. This is no time to sit and talk about the future.
The future is it's going to be noon before we finish this game.
See, talk is bad. You talk and before you know it, it's all over. You're married.
Right, and then what? What about love? What about that moment when you know that this is the woman you want to spend every waking hour with for the rest of your life?
Okay, my turn. I call. Look at this. I'm playing poker with myself.
I'm telling you, you gotta have that moment in your life when you know that you will never ever be the same again.
When it happens, how do you know?
You just know. You just know. And that's what happened to me on Saturday night. I got the sign.
Now all you gotta do is find her.
Hey, I'll find her. I'll find her.
I got a flush.
Well, I'm sorry, Louis, but it would appear that I have a royal house.
A what? It's a full house, Fraser.
Oh, so it is. I'm terribly sorry.
Look at this. A Mountie sandbagging. Who ever heard of a Mountie sandbagging?
You only meet the woman of your dreams once in a lifetime. I'll find her. You watch.
Meanwhile, you want a deal?
Huh?
Deal.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there was a woman once, Ray. We were, I don't know what we were. In the end, I tracked her up above the 62nd parallel into a place called Fortitude Pass. A storm had been blowing for days. The whole world was white. By the time I found her, I'd lost everything. My packs, my supplies, everything. And she was huddled in the lee side of a mountain crag. She was almost frozen, very near death. So I staked a lean-to and draped my coat across it, drew her inside, and I covered her body with mine, and I just held her while the storm closed around us like a blanket, until all I could hear was the sound of her heartbeat, weakening. I forced her to speak to me. Just talk to me. Say anything to keep the cold from taking her. And it snowed for a day, and a night, and a day. I was delirious. I almost gave up. The only thing I had to hold on to was the sound of her voice, which never wavered. She recited a poem. You know the funny thing? I must have heard that poem 1,000 times that night. But I never heard the words. It ended badly. She had a darkness inside her. And the most beautiful voice. Most beautiful voice you ever heard. Got somebody entering the building.
Copy. Someone's coming in.
He's in the apartment. She's gone to the wardrobe. She's taking some clothes.
Frazier, it's her.
She's coming out. Stop.
Dave!
Oh, that is it. You're cut off, bucko.
Please, hold it. There she goes, Frazier. Woman of my dreams. It wasn't a sign, Frazier. It was an omen. Why didn't I see it?
Well, anyone can have a lapse in judgment, right?
Nah, this is not a lapse. This is my life, Frazier. You know, every time I think I found the right woman, she turns out to be the wrong one. And the one that I thought was wrong, we'd make a date, and I'd never show up. 6 months later, I'm sitting in some pew, and I'm watching her walk down the aisle with some goomba. And I'm thinking that's her. That's the one. How did I let her slip through my fingers?
Ray.
This one I would have bet my soul on, and here she is working for Frank Bodine.
Ray, slow down.
No, we'll lose her.
No, watch. You slow down, she'll slow down. She has no intention of losing you, Ray.
You mean she's a decoy? She tricked us? God, why do I love that?
Your apartment.
Hang on.
They made me, Frank. Get out of there.
He's gone. Missed him.
The wardrobe is closed. She'd left it open. How could he need so badly to go to all that trouble to get?
She was in and out of here in 30 seconds. She knew exactly where everything was.
We've been staring at this apartment for 3 days. Now, what do we know about this man?
You think she's been living here with him?
We know he's nearsighted. The TV is too close to the easy chair. Yeah, when we met him, he wasn't wearing glasses. Maybe contact lenses?
Just because she's doing his dirty work doesn't mean that she's...
He went to the wardrobe. Now, what isn't here?
I don't know, Frazier. Some of her stuff, some of his stuff. How am I supposed to know?
These sheets have hospital corners.
Oh, thank God they're not floral. Only a woman buys floral.
That's something you learn in the Army, Ray.
Oh, not with a rap sheet like his.
What if he were in the National Guard?
Well, that would give him access to weapons.
It's missing.
What?
What's the one thing a guardsman is never supposed to be without? His uniform. That's what he came back for, Ray, his uniform.
What for?
Sergeant in the National Guard, 85 through 88.
Still active?
With his record?
Check anyway and get me the name and location of every unit he's been a member of.
Regiment Armory, 57th Wabash.
Got him. Thank you kindly, Elaine. Why can't I meet some nice young thing who's crazy about me? You know, someone who wears shorty pajamas and knits me mufflers at Christmas time. Is that too much to ask for?
What exactly are shorty pajamas?
Oh, don't ask. You're better off. Me? I got a fall for some hit-and-run driver who works for a stolen weapons dealer. Go figure.
Go figure what?
It's an American expression, Frazier. Don't you think it's about time you picked up the lingo?
Come on, baby, take out the cops. Take them out.
She had the perfect shot, Frazier. She almost killed me.
No, she didn't, Ray. She missed you by 17 centimeters.
What?
She was firing a Beretta 9mm. The light was at her back. The truck was barely moving. I pulled this out of the wall from behind you.
What are you saying, that she missed me on purpose?
Her trajectory was offline by almost 8 degrees, which is impossible to do unless you're trying.
Why?
I don't know.
But maybe I do. Maybe I saw it in her eyes.
Ray, you've only known this woman for a few seconds while you had a concussion.
You know, it doesn't matter, Fraser. I mean, 10 seconds, 10 years. Chemistry is chemistry. I figure Bodine's got something on her. Maybe she did something foolish when she was younger, and Bodine's blackmailing her into helping him.
Well, I suppose it's a theory, but...
She really wants to get out. That's why she's sending me signals, Fraser. She wants me to rescue her.
Ray, maybe you shouldn't think about this right now.
No, I mean, come on. How often in a lifetime does this type of thing happen? I mean, has it ever happened to you?
Well,
No, of course not. You're a Mountie. What does a Mountie know about women? I think I'm in love with her, Fraser.
Freezing in here. When's the coffee gonna be ready?
As soon as you make it.
Oh, great. Why don't they call, huh? Sitting on $500,000 worth of weapons, I gotta deal with flakes. Is the phone turned on? I'll leave it on the table. You know, I still don't know how you missed that cop.
Neither do I. Off day, I guess.
Yeah, well, I don't like that cop or his fruitcake Mountie friend. We should take them both out.
You never learn to relax, Frank. How are we ever going to enjoy that $500,000 if you can't relax?
He's a Mountie. These Mounties, they catch you sooner or later. I hate that.
That's not real life, Frank. That's Rocky and Bullwinkle. Call me when the coffee's ready. They made me, Frank. Get out of there.
Is that her voice?
She's doing it under duress.
Right, she shot at you under duress, too.
Was that the only call in or out?
There was one wrong number and someone trying to sell life insurance.
What the hell were you doing following her?
She took some clothes out of Bodine's apartment.
Hey, you don't quit a stakeout.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. Well, unless you got a little thing for that babe who's decoying you.
Did I ask your opinion? Did anybody in this room ask for Detective Gardino's opinion?
Can you give me the number she was calling from?
Sure, but she called from her car. It was a cell phone.
No, you're never going to track a cell. It's a nightmare.
Not really, not if you've tracked Caribou.
Fraser, let's try this one more time, okay? We're in Chicago. We're not tracking Caribou. We're tracking gun runners.
No, I understand, Ray, but I think we can catch them the same way. What we need is a map of the company's antenna locations.
What time is it?
2:20.
Oh, they said 2 o'clock.
I know.
I should have got half the money up front. That way they couldn't have stiffed me. Why didn't you think of that?
I did. But what do I know?
So what's it called again?
It's called triangulation, Ray. It's the same technique that game wardens use to track caribou herds.
Well, that's fascinating, Fraser, but the last caribou spotted in Chicago was over 300 years ago.
That was a cell phone company. They found her number and picked up the signal here, near Carpentersville. It's farmland mostly, not too many folks with mobile phones in those parts.
Does the phone have to be in use to pick up a signal?
No, it just has to be turned on to receive calls. It emits a signal unless the power's off. That's the good news.
Elaine, we are attempting to track criminals as though they were fur-bearing animals. What news could be bad?
The grid covers an area of over 20 square miles, unless you plan to go door to door.
Okay, Fraser, how do we find the herd?
The cellular phone company sends a signal from their antenna to the phone. The phone then sends a signal back. We draw a line on the map from that location to the signal. Then we move to another location, trip the signal again, draw another line. That's our triangulation. Wherever those lines meet on the map, that's where we'll find Bodine.
And find her, I gotta arrest her too. End of story.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Huh? Where? All right, we'll meet you there in an hour. Pack your bikini, baby.
I'm getting something. There.
You take the barn, I'll take the house.
Chief and Baker? Oh, never mind.
Kissed me.
After she hit you?
I'm gonna see her in jail, Frazier, if it's the last thing I do.
This road intersects with the main highway in 5.4 kilometers.
I want her, Frazier.
We can stop them from getting to the highway.
I'm gonna put this chick away for a long time. She'll be 90 before they let her out.
Perhaps you should radio for backup.
She won't be able to do this to men anymore.
Ray, backup.
Huh?
It might be a good idea to radio the sheriff's station and request backup.
Right. Patch me through to the Kane County Sheriff's Station.
How long before we hit the highway?
A few more minutes.
Armed robbery, attempted murder, assault and battery on a police officer. What do you figure, 40 to life?
I don't know, Ray.
Hard time in Joliet.
Slow down.
What?
There's a road up on the right.
There they are.
Damn it, it's them. Slow it, baby. Go, go! Go, go, go! Cut him off! Cut him off! You slide out! Go, go, go! Go back!
You sure this is a good idea?
Yes, Frazier.
You're quite sure?
Yes.
Now what?
Go around it.
There's no rope.
What's the matter with you? Go through it!
Ray, I don't mean to press the point, but we're standing behind a 1971 Buick Riviera. They, on the other hand, are hurtling down a hill at roughly 47 miles an hour in a 6-ton steel-plated military weapons carrier.
Works for me.
Very good.
Go through it!
No!
Oh, there you are. Out of donuts, are we?
Are you all right?
What happened?
It's another story. You need an ambulance?
No, stay. Stay.
I'd like to. Are you okay to walk?
I think so.
Good. Good. Come on. Come on, get up. Get out of here.
What?
Get out of here. You can cut through the woods. You gotta get to the highway.
You're letting me go. I tried to kill you 3 times.
What are you, deaf? Get the hell out of here.
Special Agent Suzanne Chapin, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. You just screwed up 5 months of work, Detective.
my shield, Frazier. 9 years on the force down the drain.
There were mitigating circumstances, right?
She's a Fed, Frazier. I offered to let her go. She's gonna put that in her report, and 3 minutes later, Welsh is gonna call me into his office and ask for my shield. And he'll be right. I would have bet my soul on her, Frazier.
Well, if you ask me, he would have been better off if she just hit him, left him dead on the pavement.
See, that is the trouble with signs. You get the right sign from the wrong woman, you end up paying for it for the rest of your life. Better he never saw that sign. Better it never happened.
Then how would you know?
How would I know what?
If you never saw the sign, how would you know if you were wrong or right?
You don't know. You just go on taking chances like every other dumb schmo. See, that is the great thing about love. It evens the odds. Anyone can be completely humiliated.
Well, if there was a sign and I could tell just by the way he blew his nose or tipped his hat, I'd want to know.
Women don't have signs. Men have signs. Women have biological imperatives. It's true, I read it.
Jeez. Gardino, no wonder your wife left you for a pork roast.
What? Lieutenant wants to see you, Vecchio.
Yeah, and bring your playbook.
Come in. Yeah, sit down, Vecchio.
Oh, I'd rather stand, sir.
Suit yourself. I have Special Agent Chapin's report on the Bodine arrest here. Would you like me to read the relevant passage?
Yeah, sure, why not?
We were able to seize 850 assault weapons and put Frank Bodine in custody. This arrest could not have been accomplished without the assistance of Detective Ray Vecchio, who was instrumental in bringing this operation to a satisfactory conclusion. His hard work and his courage in the face of danger were exemplary. Congratulations, Detective.
I'm sorry, sir?
I said congratulations.
Yeah, yes, thank you, sir. I gotta find her, Frazier.
I took the liberty. Regent's Park Hotel.
Thanks.
You want something, Detective?
That kiss meant something.
Yeah, it meant step closer so I could hit you.
You must be really good at your job.
Apparently.
What do you take me for, some kind of jerk? What do you think, you can walk away and not spend the rest of your life wishing you had the guts to say it?
It was a job.
Then why didn't you report me?
Come on, who needs the paperwork?
Go home. That's it, Frazier. That's the sign.
What is, Ray?
The look. She left me, but she left me for the right reason. She loves me.
But she's gone.
Well, that's what's right for us. Maybe someday it won't be, but now it is.
But you might never see each other again.
Exactly. That's what we need. Ridiculous odds and just a speck of hope that someday we'll beat them.
I can't say I understand that, Ray.
Well, of course you don't. You're not too swift with this stuff, are you, Fraser?
Island's northern sky will carry you away. You know you have to leave here. You wish that you could stay. There's 4 directions on this map, but you're only going one way. To the side.